I have been going on this journey to apply and to get a job at a Hagwon in Seoul specifically. So I was looking through YouTube and I didn't really see a lot of videos out there with tips for how to like do the process of getting hired. So I wanted to come on YouTube and help you guys out in case you're in a similar place and just want to know how to get hired. Now, if you are a returning viewer, ma'am, thank you for watching me. So if you're just watching this and you have no idea about like the Hagwon process or even teaching in Korea, the benefits of this are amazing. So they pay for you to, usually, I would recommend finding a Hagwon that does this. They pay for you to fly to Korea. They pay for an apartment for you to live in. They make sure that you have a bed, a closet, a washer, a stove, a sink, sometimes a microwave, and a fridge. So you have like all of your basic necessities in there. Sometimes they'll give you extra stuff like a microwave or like a desk or seating or whatever the past teacher has left behind you can keep. So that's really nice. All you have to pay for really is your food and your fun and your utilities, because those are not included. But it's an amazing deal. I definitely recommend it. The documents that you will need is an apostilled criminal record check from the FBI, which is sick because now like the FBI has my fingerprints. And then you're gonna need an apostilled copy of your diploma, and then you're gonna need your passport information page, and then some passport photos so that you can get a visa. What else do you need? Let me look through my file of everything. Oh, some schools are gonna ask you for a couple of letters of recommendation, so make sure that you can get those lined out. They're good for 2 years, so if you're interested whatsoever, definitely just email people and be like, hey, I need a letter of recommendation, please help me out. And if you go on to the Korea website, they have like a whole template and it's really helpful, and they have a video about like the layout, what a good letter of recommendation looks like. So they have all the information. Honestly, I love Korea, and I'll talk about them more in a separate video, but I literally would die for Korea. They are so nice. Unfortunately, I'm not working with them anymore because the position that I found wasn't with Korea, so our paths have separated. But I have nothing but amazing things to say about Korea. They are incredible, like 10 out of 10. Yeah, I think that's mostly it. You can also, I mean, every school differs. Some ask for 2 copies of your transcripts from school, from college. Oh, that's another thing. You have to have a bachelor's degree in order to, my camera, shut off. So you have to have a bachelor's degree in order to teach in Korea. Now, it doesn't matter what you majored in. You could major in English, you can major in communication, which is what I did, and you can, like photography, you can do like plant studies, biology, chemistry, whatever. Like you could literally major in anything. As long as you have a bachelor's degree, you can go ahead and teach. It's like really sick. A lot of Hagwons want you to have a TEFL certificate or a TESOL certificate, and you need at least 120 credit hours. So my course costs like maybe $200, but I know a lot of people who use like a Groupon code and they get it for like 50. So I wish I knew about that sooner. But they just want you to complete 120 credit hours. It can be online. And it's honestly so easy. I finished mine in like 3 days, and those 3 days I wasn't even like dedicating all of my time to it. I was just like, sometimes like I'll do it if I'm bored. So it's really not that hard. Yeah, but I think that's everything. So the first thing that I did before I decided to start looking into Hagwons is actually I was in the process of applying to Epic. If you don't know what EPIK is, it is the English program in Korea. So I was working on getting all my documents together, and then as time went on, I slowly kind of started to look more into Hagwon. So I was told, do not go the Hagwon direction. There are so many horror stories, it's not worth it. You'll get scammed out of everything and whatever. So I was like, oh my gosh, like these people are just gonna hire me and then fire me close to the end so they don't have to give me my final pay, and they don't have to pay for my ticket back home. But I kind of found that that's not really the case with a lot of them. Definitely be careful because they aren't run by the government, but I mean, it's not as scary as you think. To start off, I watched a couple videos on YouTube for how other people went through the process to do this. And honestly, like, I'll just link their videos down below because I don't think it's fair that I say that I watched their videos and then I'm like, but just watch mine. So basically, I went onto Dave's ESL Cafe and I looked at all the postings for jobs in Korea, and it's insane. Like, honestly, the website looks like it hasn't been developed since at least 2005. Like, it looks really old, and like, no shade, honestly, because it's awesome. Like, the resources they give you are so great. Here's a tip: don't feel like you have to stick with one recruiting company, because there are so many other recruiters out there that are willing to help you to like get into Korea. Ultimately, you're trying to move to Korea for yourself. Like, you want to get a job, so you should use every resource available to you in order to get your job. And I've had so far a really awesome experience with like 99% of the recruiting companies. I think I used 7 or 8 different recruiting companies because I was kind of nervous that some of them might not see that I submitted an application, so they might not get back to me very fast. And also, I wanted to see as many postings as possible so that I could get the area that I wanted and to get a school, like a higher chance of getting a more positive school. Yeah, like I said, most of the recruiting companies were so nice and amazing to work with, and I would definitely recommend them. And then there was one that was really salty that I was using more than one recruiting company. I'm not going to say their name because we're only a little petty here. Basically, I'm at the stage where I just need to send my signed contract over to the Hagwon that I'm going to be working at. I messaged all of these agencies that I was using and I was like, hey, I'm so sorry that this is inconvenient, but I was able to find a job through another recruiter and I'm gonna go forward with this position. Thank you so much for everything that you've done for me. I appreciate your time, whatever. Like, just kind of like a nice, like, I'm sorry that this didn't work out, like kind of like a low-key breakup email. And so everyone has been super nice and saying like, oh, I'm so glad, congratulations, I wish you all the luck. And then this one is, it's honestly funny. So I'll just put a screenshot of it. On the screen, as you can see, they said, oh my god, how could you do that? Already, all caps, spread your resume to all recruiting agencies. I can't say good luck. No apostrophe. And then at the bottom in Hangul, it says, sent from my Samsung Galaxy. It's crazy how unprofessional that was. So if you guys want to know who it is, like, just message me or something. I definitely don't recommend them because they're really petty, and I feel like they'll hold a grudge against me forever, which is fine because all the other recruiting companies told me that if I was ever looking for another job to go to them and they'd be happy to continue helping me. So that's really cute. Honestly, don't feel guilty if you're using more than one recruiter because 1, you get more job options. 2, using a recruiter is free. If they ever charge you money or they ever ask you like, okay, give us like this % of your paycheck or whatever, then don't go through them. That is not okay. That's like a total scam. Everything else is completely free. The schools trust them to find teachers that will fit for them. Usually a recruiting agency will want to do an interview with you beforehand to see if you're a good fit for the recruiting agency, I guess, or just as a person to teach in Korea. I think I've had some that are like 5 to 15 minutes long, and my longest one was with Corbia, but I'll make a separate video about I guess just recruiters in general. I just went on Dave's ESL Cafe, kind of like mass sent my resume and filled out their application questions, and I was sure to put down like all the listings that I was interested in. So while I'm looking through, I'm like highlighting them, copy paste into like a little notes tab on the side, and then send that in an email. And that's how I was able to get hooked up with a bunch of interviews for the private schools. When you're researching the private schools, definitely read through any of the like Hagwon blacklist posts and just anything that, any reviews that people have for that Hagwon if you're able to find them. But also kind of take them with a grain of salt, because I saw a few reviews where people were mad that they got in trouble because they were talking to other teachers during teaching time, or they had their cell phone while they were working and they were using it. So definitely don't like take to heart if you see your school's name on the blacklist. Read through it and kind of take into account, okay, this person is definitely kind of heated at this moment. What was it that triggered them to want to quit or to post this on the Hagwon blacklist? Because I think it's a huge deal to post something on the blacklist. So I don't know, I think some people might just not be careful, or maybe they have different expectations for what the teaching job is, which is teaching children how to speak English and being a teacher who is like dedicated to teaching. Once you get an interview, it's usually within the next couple of days, which is cool. If you live in the States like me, sometimes the interviews can happen in the middle of the night. I've never had one past midnight so far. Well, I guess ever, because I'm done. But I've heard people having calls at like 3 in the morning. So I live in like Eastern Standard Time, so I don't know about you guys. It's probably nicer if you're not on this time zone. Yeah, but anyways, so you're gonna have your interview. Most of the ones that I've had, they haven't had me prepare anything before, so it's just kind of like sit down. Hi, so this is Kelsey checking in from the editing stage. So a couple of the schools that I applied to asked me to prepare some materials beforehand, and I forgot to say this. I don't know why, I'm so dumb. But one of them wanted me to prepare a 10-minute mock lesson about teaching long vowels to kindergarten students and storytelling so that my body language was like there. And then another one wanted me to do like a 6-minute video of me doing like a mock lesson, and I forget what the subject was, but it was something. But those I didn't end up doing. I ended up canceling those interviews because I got sent the contract for the school that I wanted. So I just went ahead and canceled everything else. But I just wanted to say that. Okay, back to you, main Kelsey. It's always Skype so they can see you. And I mean, like, I like that better because then I can see them and I can see like their mannerisms, their body language. Helps me to kind of get a feel for that person too, instead of just the voice. They usually last 15 minutes max, honestly. Like, it's the same as the recruiters. It's like maybe 5 to 15 minutes is usually how long the Hagwon interviews happen. So they just kind of ask you why you want to go to Korea, what are you like as a teacher. They ask you for your availability. They ask, do you have any tattoos, piercings, are you healthy? If you guys don't know, I do have a tattoo. It's on my forearm, which I'll try to, yeah, it's my brother's name, JC. And as long as I keep it covered, like, I'm good to go. Some Hagwons don't really care if they're exposed, but some do. So yeah, definitely just keep that in mind. How you are with kids comes up a lot too. Yeah, but just kind of like some basic questions. So after your interview, you will get an email back from them and they'll tell you yes or no. After my interview, they asked me if I could send them some pictures that showed off my personality. And I was like, LOL, like all my pictures are dumb. So I found a few that my mom took of me. Like, it's not like a facade. It's just literally all of my photos that I take. Like, if you look at my Instagram, like, they're stupid. So I was like, okay, like, I'll throw in one kind of dumb one. So it's like, yeah, this is me. I just sent like 10 different photos and I put like a description for each photo and sent that away. And then within like 10 minutes they responded and they were like, hi, we would love to work with you if you're interested. Here's the contract. Here are some pictures of our school and like the apartment that you would be getting. Let us know how you feel. After they send you your contract, you can review it. You can go on Reddit and there's like this really nice post of things to look for in a contract that could be suspicious, because obviously there is that weird stigma around Hagwons, so you want to make sure that you are being safe, because once you sign it, like, you're kind of like halfway bound to them. So you want to make sure you know what you're signing yourself up for, which, I mean, obviously, if you guys have ever watched America's Next Top Model and seen them try to prank them into signing a contract that's really bad for them, then you know to read your contracts. Or if you've ever watched South Park, the episode where everyone doesn't hit I read and agree to the terms and conditions and only Kyle does, and then he ends up doing like this whole human centipede episode thing, then you would also know to read through your contract. After all of that, you just get your documents together. I definitely recommend getting your documents together at least maybe a couple months in advance, just because it takes a long time, kind of. Like, I started getting my documents together in early October and it is the 29th right now and I'm still waiting on something. So yeah, give yourself at least like a month, because when you're interviewing, they also ask you, where are you with your documents? Do you have them all? And another thing about the documents, your contract really isn't solidified if you don't send your documents. So there's always kind of like a little way out. You don't have to send your documents to them, because then they don't have your information, so they can't like own you basically, or they can't sponsor you. So you can still look at other jobs if you want. Yeah, I don't know. If I didn't cover something, let me know in the comments below and I'll definitely kind of like make another video talking about that. But yeah, so far I am so excited and I can't believe that I'm gonna be living in Seoul in like 2 months. It's incredible. It's crazy. It will never sink in. Probably even when I get there, I'll probably still be like, I can't wait to live in Seoul, and then I'll be there. Again, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Oh my gosh, I forgot to say, this is so important. Okay, if you get accepted and they send you the contract, before you sign it, ask if you can speak with one of the current teachers teaching there, because that's the best way to get like a true review of the school as it is right then and there. You can ask them like, are you gonna renew your contract? Are you thinking of moving to a different school? What do you like? What do you not like? What type of personality would fit in with this type of Hagwon compared to other ones? You can ask about like the location, the apartment, everything. So don't be afraid to ask questions. To like, definitely I 100% recommend that you talk to a current teacher there. If you don't, like, then I don't know what to say, because I think that's the smartest route, because then you really know. Instead of like a review that's maybe a couple years old, you know, in current right now, you know what's going on in the Hagwon. So definitely do that. Please do it. Honestly, like, it saves you so much time. There's a hair. Let me know in the comments down below what other videos you guys would like to see from me, because there's no one else to give you videos here, it's just me on this channel. If you guys want to subscribe, we have such a fun time here. I upload like not regularly, and it's really cool, so definitely subscribe. You can like this video if you like this type of content, so that I can keep trying to help other people out as much as possible. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video.